Thank you all for being here today. That's great. Let's start in a sitting position. Look out, miss. Okay, so let's just relax into our space. And I invite you to close your eyes, getting into a comfortable sitting position. You might like to be sitting up on a block. You might have your legs out in front, or you might have your legs crossed, whatever works for you. And just have your arms comfortably in your lap. And let's take a few deep breaths, landing in our yoga space for today. Just tuning in with your breath and letting your body sit heavy on the earth. Let's take a few more breaths. You might like to lift your spine up now. Imagine there's a string going up your spine, up through the crown of your head and up to the ceiling, placing the left hand on your heart and your right hand on your belly. Just keeping your eyes closed. Let's take some deep breaths. As you inhale, notice the rise in your belly and your chest. And as you exhale, notice the fall. Let's do a few more of those. Notice how your body's feeling. And notice your mind. Try to let the busyness of your morning just fade away. Our theme of our practice today is going to be optimism, being positive and optimistic, raising our vibration. As we raise our vibration, we help to raise the vibration of everybody around us and transforming negative energy into positive energy. Imagine you've got a violet flame around you. Just imagine it cocooning your body, so your whole body is covered in violet. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And then releasing your hands, and let's have a little roll of our shoulders, loosening up any tension you might have in your shoulders and your neck, and then rolling the other way. If you're sitting up on a block, come down onto the mat and bring your legs out in front. Let's inhale, lift our arms up, flex our feet, and exhale, fold forward, and bring our hands down towards our toes or our ankles or our shins. And let's take a few deep breaths here and notice the connection with the stretch down the back of your legs and your lower back, gazing towards your big toes. And then release your hands, bending your left knee and bring the left foot over to the outside of the right leg. Place the right hand on the left knee and the left hand behind you. And looking over the left shoulder, bring the knee towards the right side of your body. So coming into a gentle twist. Each time you exhale, try and twist a little more. And then release and switch to the other side. And again, looking over the right shoulder this time and twisting your body around to the right. Just getting a little bit of movement in the spine, in the right glute and the upper back and lower back. Take a couple more breaths here. And then release. This time bring the soles of your feet together and bring them up as close to the base of your body as you can. A nice tall spine. Bring your hands to your feet and let your knees gently just fall out to the side. I invite you to close your eyes now again and just notice the stretch through the groin area. Taking some long, deep breaths. Optimism is a happiness magnet. if you stay positive, good things and good people will be drawn to you. So as you move through your yoga practice today, just think about being optimistic about what we're doing and what you're doing for yourself. And then release your hands, bring your legs out in front, give them a nice shake, and let's lift our arms up again, raising them, stretching up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands down to your toes and have a few more breaths, just stretching here. And noticing how your body feels this time, if it's any different to the last one of these we just did. Couple more breaths. And then release. Let's come on to tabletop. So we're going to open up our palms and press our palms into the mat, stretching out our fingertips, knees under the hips. As we inhale, we're going to raise our gaze, have a nice dip in the back, nice stretching, feeling it through the shoulders and through the abdominal muscles. And exhale, nod your chin in, lifting your spine up towards the sky, opening up the little spaces between your vertebrae. And then inhale, lift the chest, raise the gaze. Just continue on for a few more breaths. And let's point our fingers out towards the outside of the mat and swirl our hips around in a circle, and getting a little stretch in our wrists and our forearms. And then take it the other way. And then point one hand, fingertips back towards the body, if that's comfortable for you. Just feel that little bit of tension through the wrist and the forearm as you move your body in a circle. And then change it over so the other fingertips are pointing back towards you and the other ones are out to the side. And then placing both fingertips forward, take our knees wide, bring our buttocks down to our heels and bring your forehead down to the mat. Walking the fingertips forward as you bring your forehead down, resting on the mat or just above. And let's take a few nice deep breaths here in child's pose and notice the lower back and the upper back stretching. Take a couple of nice slow breaths here. And then coming back up to tabletop and placing the right hand on top of the left hand. Go back into child's pose and notice a stretch down the right side of the body. Take a couple of breaths. And then come back to tabletop and place the left hand on top of the right hand and come back into child's pose, stretching down the left side of the body. And then come back to tabletop and we'll do a little flow. As we exhale, we're going to bring our buttocks down to our heels for child. And as we inhale, we're going to raise our chest and bring it forward into an upward dog. And exhale back into child's pose. Let's do 3 more rounds. Just warming up our lower back and also through the hips and the chest. And let's do 1 more round. And then coming back to tabletop. From here, we're going to do a lizard pose. We're going to take our left foot and place it next to our left hand and slide the right knee back a little bit. So you're feeling a nice stretch through the right hip. So this is great for opening up through the hip area. Just taking a few breaths here. And then bring the left foot back, place the knee next to the right knee, and then bring the right foot forward, place it on the outside of the right hand, and take the left knee a little bit back till you feel that stretch through the left hip. Just taking a couple of breaths here. And then release, bringing both knees back together. And then from here, we're going to do a pigeon pose. So we're stretching through our glutes. Let's take our left knee forward and take the left foot to the right side of the mat, and then slide your right leg back a little bit. So you can stay in this position with your arms straight, or you can come down onto your forearms and rest into pigeon pose. Just taking a few breaths here. And notice where you're feeling it through the left glute, the left ITB. This is great for releasing any tension you might have in the lower back. Let's take a couple more breaths. And then inhale, come back up and bring your knees back to tabletop. And this time take the right knee forward and the right foot to the left side of the mat and sliding the left leg back. So feeling that stretch through the right glute area, right through here. You can stay with your arms straight, or you can come down onto your forearms and just close your eyes and tune in with the stretch, connecting with that stretch through the right glute. Let's take a couple more breaths. And then coming back to tabletop. If you have socks on, now might be the time to take them off so you don't slip. The next one we're going to do is a downward dog. We're going to tuck our toes under. As we exhale, we're going to lift our hips up and press our heels into the mat. Deb, if your shoulder's a bit sore, you might want to do this against your furniture there, up to you. And let's just tune into the stretch down the back of the legs, walking one heel down and then the other. Coming back to the theme of the practice, optimism. And then let's take our feet wide as you can. Walk our hands up underneath us. So we're coming into a wide-legged forward bend. And you can fold your arms and let the crown of your head point down to the mat. So this is a nice inversion. These are really nice for your circulatory system and your lymphatic system. And immunity. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Notice the weight mostly on the outside edge of your feet. Just release any tension in your neck. Just let yourself hang upside down. And then allow your hands to come down to the mat. Walk them forward, lifting the chest, stretching the back. And then heel toe your feet a little closer, slightly bending your legs and come back up to standing. Give your legs a little shake. And from here, we're going to do our warrior sequence. So we'll come to the back of the mat, turn the left toes out slightly, step forward with the right foot. As you inhale, raise your chest and your arms and your gaze. Imagine you're holding a big beach ball up and you're lifting it up above your head, looking up towards the beach ball. Take a couple of breaths here. Feel the stretch through the left hip flexor. One more breath. And then take the right hand forward, left hand back, lengthening out through the fingertips. Keep the right knee bent and keep the right leg nice and strong. Squeezing the shoulders and lengthening through the arms into warrior two. Then raising the right arm and sliding the left arm down the left leg into a reverse warrior. Feel the stretch up the right side of the body. On the next exhalation, bring the right hand down and bring it behind you, clasping your hands together. Lengthen out the right leg. And as you inhale, lift up through the chest. And you can squeeze your shoulders. Let's take a couple of breaths here. So connecting through the right hamstrings and also through the shoulders. One more breath here. And then release your hands down to the mat. If you have a block, place it beside your right foot. Place your right hand on it. And then inhale, lift up the left hand, coming into triangle pose, gazing towards the left thumb. Just take a couple of breaths here. Just keeping it nice and strong. Last breath. And then exhale, bring the left hand down and slowly come up to standing. Come to the back of the mat. Give your legs a shake. Let's take it to the other side. So right toe slightly pointed out. Step forward with the left foot. Inhale. Bending the left knee. Raising your chest and your gaze and your arms. Feeling the stretch through the right hip. Imagine you've got that beach ball again, lifting up, looking up towards it. Let's take 3 breaths here, keeping the left leg nice and strong. And then take the left hand forward, right hand back, gazing towards the left thumb, lengthening through the fingers, squeezing the shoulders, and nice and strong through the left thigh. Just take a couple of breaths. Next inhalation, lift the left arm and slide the right hand down the back of the right leg, raising the left hand nice and tall, feeling the stretch down the left side of the body. And then exhale, bring the left hand down, lengthening out the left leg, coming into humble warrior, hands behind you, clasped. Lift through the chest, squeeze the buttocks and feel a nice stretch down the left hamstrings. One more breath here. And then allow your hands to come down to the mat. Left hand next to your left foot. If you have the block, place the left hand on the block. Inhale, lift up the right hand and raise the high right hand up in the air, looking towards the right thumb. Feeling that nice opening through the chest. Let's take a couple of breaths here, connecting with a stretch through the left hamstring. On the next exhalation, bring the right hand down to the mat, and then inhale, slowly come up to standing and give your legs a little shake. Nice. Okay, let's do a little bit of balancing. We'll do tree pose. So opening up the right toes and bring the left toes next to your left ankle. Find a drishti point, and then I want you to lift that left foot either below the knee or above it, whichever works for you, but try not to do it on the knee. If you need to hold on to something, you can. Once you get yourself nice and steady, bring your hands up to heart center and knees slightly out to the side. Wow, you're nice and steady there, Julianne. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Notice all the little stabilizers in your right ankle. 2 more breaths. And release, give your legs a little shake. Nice work. Let's go to the other side. So opening up through the left toes. Just move your hips in a little circle so you connect with the ankle points on the left foot. And then bring your right toes next to your left foot. And then bring the foot up, either below the knee or above. Knee out to the side. Hands to heart center. And keep an eye on your drishti point. Slowing everything down. Just taking some nice deep breaths. One more breath and release. Give it a little shake. We'll do another little balancing pose. This one's going to be dancer pose. So we'll start using our right foot. We're going to bend our left knee and bring our left hand and our left foot together. So this one, you feel a nice stretch through the left quads, and you can stay in this position, or you can inhale, kick back the left foot and bring the right hand forward, coming into dancer pose. Let's take a couple of breaths here. And then release. Good. And then switch to the other side. So we're going to open up the left toes and really feel the ankle points on the left foot, bending the right knee, bring the right hand and the right foot together, bring the knees together and the heel to your bottom. So you can stay here, or you can inhale and kick the right foot back and bring the left arm forward. You need to hang on, you can. Let's take a couple of breaths. Getting nice and steady, and then come back to center. Just noticing you might be stronger on one side than the other. Okay, from here, let's do chair pose. So we're going to bring our feet about hip width apart, toes slightly pointing out, and we're going to bring our hands to heart center and keep our chest up nice and tall, putting the weight on our heels, chest up nice and tall. So like you're sitting down onto a chair. Let's take a couple of breaths here. So nice and strong through the legs. One more breath. And then inhale, come up. And just stretching out through the arms. And then bring your hands back to heart center. Let's do another one. So weight on the heels, chest up nice and tall. One more breath. And then inhale, slowly come up. Stretching out the arms and bring your hands back to heart center. We'll do one more round. Coming down nice and deep. Chest up nice and tall. One more breath. And then come up. Give your legs a little shake. For the next one, we're going to do a yogi squat. So if you have a pillow or something, you can place it on your mat and put your heels on the pillow. You could use a block, so it might be a little bit thick. And I want you to come down to a deep squat if you can. Your knees will let you. And then using the elbows, pressing the knees out wide, coming into hands into heart center. So this one's called Yogi Squat. It's a really good one for opening up the hips. Let's take 3 more breaths. And then bring your hands down to the mat and just come down to the mat. Move your pillow out of the way and come onto your back, and let's hug our knees up to our chest and just roll the body in a little circle, rinsing out the lower back. And then keeping the feet off the ground, knees tucked up close to your chest. You can bring your hands out, straight out from the shoulders. Slowly control the knees to the left side. They don't have to go all the way down, just where it's comfortable for you as you turn your head to the right. And just notice that stretch and twist through the spine. Try to keep the shoulders on the ground. It's a bit like a windscreen wiper. One more breath here. And then inhale, control the knees back to center. and looking straight up. Exhale, take the knees to the right as you gaze towards the left. So controlling the knees to the right side. They might come to the ground or they might be a bit off the ground. Just take a few breaths. And then inhale, bring your knees back to center again. Hug them up to your chest. Do a couple of little circles. And then thread your hands through the middle of your knees and holding on to the outside edge of your feet. Lift the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling and come into happy baby with a nice flat lower back. Coming back to the theme of our practice, optimism. Let's take 3 breaths here. And then release your hands from your feet. Bring your feet down to the mat. Place the palms of your hands on the mat and bring your heels as close to your buttocks as you can. And then inhale, lift up through the hips. Nod your chin into your chest. Pressing the heels down as much as you can. Squeeze the buttocks. Lift the hips as high as you can. Let's take 3 breaths here. Notice the stretch through the hips and squeezing through the glutes. 1 more breath. And then slowly lower your spine down to the mat. Hug your knees up to your chest. And roll that in a circle, rinsing out your back. And then from here, let's go into our legs up position. So you might like to have your legs up the wall or into shoulder stand. You can place a block underneath your lower back if you want to support you. Whichever way you want to do it, inhale, lift up through the feet. And come into position. Circling your feet, giving your ankles a little bit of movement, giving your legs a little shake. And then take your feet out wide like a V. Just coming back to your breath. Then bring the soles of your feet together. And lifting your feet back up in the air again. You can keep them here or you can bring them over your head towards the floor behind your head into flower pose. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And then as you inhale, slowly bring your spine down to the mat and come into a comfortable position for Savasana. So you might like to lay down with your knees slightly bent to support your lower back. If you have a blanket, you can put the blanket over you. If you have an eye pillow, you can put that on. Maybe put your socks back on. And you've cultivated a lot of beautiful energy with your yoga practice. Taking 3 deep, relaxing breaths. Just letting your body fall heavy onto the mat. It's coming into a beautiful resting position. As we do this, we'll do a little meditation. It's a loving kindness meditation. Relax your body and relax through your body. Let your breathing relax. Let it come and go by itself. Soften your scalp your face, forehead, temples, eyelids, eyes. Let your eyes sink deep into their sockets. Relax your jaw. Let your chin move towards your chest. Soften your cheeks and let your lips part a little and soften around your mouth. Let your tongue rest comfortably inside your mouth. Imagine that the roof of your mouth is expanding. Swallow and relax your throat and neck. Let the weight of your head drop down into the support underneath. Let the relaxation flow down into your shoulders, right down deep inside your shoulders. Take a deep breath in and sigh the breath out through your mouth. Softening more and more in your shoulders and softening in the chest. The relaxation flows from your shoulders now, down your arms, into your hands and fingers. Let your whole body release into the floor, giving into rest. Be aware of your back. Feel it being drawn down into the floor as you allow the muscles to sink down. As your breath goes out, keep sinking your back down, down into the floor. Now with each breath out, keep softening your abdomen and your chest. Be aware of your legs. Feel the large muscles of your thighs becoming heavy, falling down into the floor. The feeling of relaxation flows down through your knees, into your lower legs, and into your feet and toes. With each breath, breathe in softly, breathe out patiently. Let the quiet breaths nourish you with their softness and patience. Allow yourself to just be and to feel a sense of openness and optimism. As you breathe, be aware of the area of your heart. Open your heart to yourself and gently bring love into your heart for yourself. Make room for yourself. Envelope yourself in loving kindness and compassion. And say to yourself, may I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. Picture someone in your life who has truly cared for you. Picture them close in your heart and carefully say to yourself, may they be filled with loving kindness. May they be well. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be happy. Allow this loving kindness to expand to everyone in our group. Fill the group's room with your care and kindness and say to yourself, may they be filled with loving kindness. May they be well. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be happy. Now picture someone who you're acquainted with but don't know very well. For instance, someone you see on the street, a shopkeeper, someone you encounter regularly. Say yourself, may they be peaceful, filled with loving kindness. May they be well. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be happy. Now picture someone whose personality you find difficult to take. Any negative thoughts which come into the mind are allowed to pass, observe but without interaction. Picture them again and recall your compassion and say to yourself, may they be filled with loving kindness. May they be well. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be happy. Now allow your loving kindness to spread to include the entire city that you live in. Imagine it expanding through the whole state, the whole country, to the whole world. Slowly envelope the whole world in loving kindness. Slowly, gently, let your love spread to all beings everywhere. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May they be well. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be happy. Allow yourself to just be and feel a sense of warmth, openness, and spaciousness. It's coming back to your breath. Noticing the floor underneath you, supporting you in your practice without opening your eyes, knowing where the walls and the windows and the ceilings are. Listening to my voice. Got one more little quote for us. Life is not always a matter of holding good cards, but sometimes playing a poor hand well. When you're ready, gently roll to one side and pause there, taking a few breaths. When you're ready, slowly using your hands to press up into a seated position. Thank you for your beautiful yoga practice today. Let's bring our hands to the heart center and then to our forehead for kind thoughts, to our lips for kind words, and to our heart for a kind heart. Namaste.